I think that he took it as a challenge to get the kids and students to do the things that they needed to do to be successful. And he viewed each one individually. He took the abilities that the kids had and tried to mold it into a winning team. He didn't try to make kids do things they couldn't do. And that's what the kids loved that about him. I mean, take their strengths, utilize them, and get the best out of them. And I think he was really strong at doing that. He loved what he was doing. I don't think he ever considered it a job. I think he considered it a passion of his to get out there and do the things to help make the students successful as a team.
When I was athletic director, he was my assistant for 8 out of the 10 years. And I think he was definitely well-respected, well-liked, hard worker. He was one of the school's best recruiters, okay, even in the down years. When you didn't see, people from St. Lawrence out there, you always saw Mike Corbett out there. And again, like I said, he's just one of those guys that will go to bat for you.
I was really influenced in 8th grade. I thought that St. Lawrence had a young but a very strong tradition. It's hard to believe when I entered St. Lawrence as a freshman in 1973, the school was only 12 years old. And I happened to have Coach Kavanaugh and Coach Schwartz in class, and just watching those guys on a daily basis, teaching and coaching their teams made a big impression on me actually through all 4 of my years. In terms of when I started as a faculty member, there was only one person who was really influential in how I ended up at St. Lawrence, and that was Coach Chuck Schwartz, who passed away last month. I ended up at a finance company after working some years in a bank. I did something I'll hopefully never have to do again. I quit a job when I was 26 years old without having had a job. And Coach Schwartz was still at Lewis University at the time, and I called him up with the intention of taking him out to lunch to discuss my future. And, he saved me a lunch bill because when I talked to him and I told him what had happened, that I had quit a job and I needed a new direction. The conversation lasted about 3 minutes after that. He told me to go to Chicago State, pick up my education hours, and go teach at St. Lawrence. And everything he ever said to me made a whole lot of sense, and that made really good sense to me. And 33 years later, I guess the rest is what we call history.
Well, I'd seen Mike many times over the years working here at St. Lawrence and then at Lewis University. But when I came into the Catholic League in 1983 with Mike Wallace here at St. Lawrence, he was working at Weber. And I got to see him on the floor with the kids and doing things. And when we played them and scouted them. And he was just a very competitive coach. He wanted to get the best out of the kids. And I had a very strong impression of him. I think he right then showed me a lot of character in what he was doing.
He always was willing to give the extra time to the kids. He really not only cared about winning, most importantly, he cared about the kid, the student, the athlete. He was more than willing to help them out. If they needed money, he'll be the first one to give them money. If they needed a lunch, he'd go give them a lunch. I mean, like I said, he was far beyond just just coaching on the field. I mean, like I said before, I think he has a lot of compassion. And even to this day, you always see him helping the kids out.
If you get to meet Mike Corbett and you don't like him, there's something wrong with you. He is just a great guy. He's smart. He's funny. He's got a wonderful memory. He can take you back and remind you of things that happened that I know I've forgotten. He's been a great friend for over 30 years. I just think the most of him, and people I know feel the same way about him. I think he's just a wonderful human being.
I would say it's hard not to forget the championship teams. I'm real proud of the 1992 and 1998 sophomore Catholic League champions. I'm really proud of the 1990 and 1998 varsity basketball regional champions. Just all the great athletes and all the great teams that I've had the pleasure to coach. I even remember a lot of just individual plays sometimes when I reminisce and think back on things, and even players making plays or getting big hits or hitting big shots. Those are way too many to count, and certainly those memories will last a lifetime.
I hope all of you will join me in welcoming Mike Corbett as the newest member of the St. Lawrence Hall of Fame.